Hi guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are going to be doing a Valentine's Day makeup look. So this is what I have created. I decided to do something a little bit smokier on the eye but still quite diffused and quite a neutral pink lip. So if you want to see how I got this look and all the products that I use, then just keep watching. So please allow my skin, it's really bad at the minute. I've got so many spots and I'm breaking out everywhere. But I've already prepped my face, moisturized and all of that. I've already primed as well. So I've used the BECCA EverMatte primer. I will list everything down in the description box below for you. So yeah, let's move on to foundation now. So I'm gonna go in with the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I have been loving this one at the moment. It's my go-to. It's like a soft matte finish. So it doesn't go fully matte, and it's like a medium coverage. These days I don't really like my skin to look too heavy and too full, so I'm gonna go with this foundation. I'm just gonna blend it out as well. So that's foundation done. I just realized I forgot to show you what it looks like. So this is the Stay Naked foundation. My shade is 60NN, which hopefully will be helpful to you. What I will do is I'll tell you all the shades that I use. So if you did want to go and buy the same product and you feel like we're similar skin tone, it might make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, so we're going to move on to concealer now. The one that I'm going to be using is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Ginger. So I'm just going to apply that under my eyes and then blend it out with a beauty blender. What I will do as well, actually, I'm gonna put this on my eyelids too, just to prep my eyelids for when I do eyeshadow. I know a lot of people prefer to use like a eyeshadow base, but I just feel like you can use a concealer as well. So I'll just blend that out. So I'm going to set my concealer down now with the Mercier setting powder. Okay, so my under eyes and eyelids are set, but I am going to use the same powder just to set my face lightly. Obviously this foundation is semi-matte, so it doesn't really need setting, but where I do get oily in my T-zone, I am just going to pop a little bit of powder just all over, like a light dust, and that's it. Okay, moving on to bronzer now. I like to actually do this in two steps. So first what I'm going to do is take the BECCA Bronze Bondi bronzer and use that all over my face just to give a little bit of shadow. And then I'm going to go in with the Benefit Hoola bronzer and contour with that one. So I actually quite like the brush that comes with this because it's got a nice straight edge, so you can really get in there into the contours and make it nice and sharp. So I'm going to move on to that now. So for blusher now, I'm going in with the NARS Orgasm blush. It's the perfect blend of pink and peach, so it will go with any sort of look. So I'm just going to add a little bit on my cheeks and just a little bit on my nose, just like that. Moving on to highlighter now, I'm going to be using the BECCA Prosecco Pop. This has got a nice gold tone to it, which will complement the blusher that I use, because in the Orgasm blush it does have little gold sort of flecks in it. So I'm just applying this where I would normally apply all my highlighter, so brow bones, cheeks, a little bit down my nose and just on my forehead as well. Okay, so that is the face basically all done. I'm gonna do my eyebrows off camera real quick and then we'll move on to the eyes. Okay, so now that the brows are done, we are going to move on to the eyes. The palette that I'm going to be using today is the Naked Cherry. It's got a range of nice pinks and purples. So if I just show you. So that is what we're going to be using. So let's get started. So for the transition colour, I'm going to be using the shade Juicy, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to pop that in my crease. Okay, so now that's done, I'm going to move on and use the shade Devilish, this one here. It's slightly darker, so add a bit more depth. I'm going to use a smaller brush as well and pop that right in my crease and blend it out onto my lid slightly. So I'm going to just do that on both sides. Okay, so to deepen that up just a little bit more, I'm going to go in with the shade Privacy now, which is this one right here. And I'm just going to put that right in the socket using a pencil brush this time. So it will be a lot more accurate. And I'm just going to blend that up. I'm going to try and keep this in the outer corners of my eye because I don't want there to be too much darkness in the center, more just the outer V's. So I'm just going to apply that right there. Right, so now that's done. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade Ambitious, which is this one right here, and pop that on my lid. But I am going to use my finger for this because it's a shimmery shade. I feel like it applies better with the finger. So I'm just going to pop that on the inner corner and halfway across my lid, just like that. Okay, so now with my pencil brush, I'm just going to dip back into Privacy, which is this one right here, and just deepen up those outer corners all over again, just to make sure it's nice and strong and also blended with the colour we just put on. Moving on to the lower lash line now then, we are going to just take the shade Devilish and Privacy, so those two right there, and I'm just going to run that along my lower lash line with a slightly fluffy brush, so just like that, making sure it's all blended out. So I've started with Devilish first, and then I'm going to take the Privacy and just put that in the outer corners just to deepen that up. Okay, so we're almost done. To highlight in the inner corners and the brow bone, I'm going to be using the same BECCA Prosecco Pop highlighter again, just so that everything is nice and balanced and blends well together. So I'm just going to take it and pop it in the inner corner. Okay, so now that's done. For this look, I don't want it to be too defined, so I'm not going to add a black wing liner. I'm not going to add any liner on my eyelid. Okay, so what I am going to do is just go in with a Smashbox Kohl pencil in a nice bronzy shade and pop that into my waterline, just to make sure the look stays nice and diffused and still sultry. Okay, so I've done my waterline. I'm also going to tightline, which is up under the lash line as well, since I'm not doing any liner on the top. So I'm just going to do the tightline. So So to finish off the eyes now, I'm going to go off camera to add on some lashes and mascara. So for lashes, I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty Samantha lashes, and then top up with some mascara, and then I'll be back. Okay, so now that the eyes are completely done, we're going to move on to the lips. So to line my lips, I'm going to be using the Jordana lip pencil in the shade Maroon, and then to fill my lips in, I'm going to be using a MAC lipstick in the shade Whirl. Okay guys, so that is this look complete. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope it gave you a little bit of inspiration for a Valentine's Day look for this year. So if you enjoy this video, then please make sure to give it a massive thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? You need to subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch you on the next one. See ya! I'm actually going to set down my... So I'm going to start with a transition shade. Okay, so